fall of the 4th edition of the Lake Turkana Festival on the southeastern shores of the Jade Lake, also known as Lake Turkana. The National Museums of Kenya, in collaboration with the German Embassy, officially opened the first and only desert museum in Loyangalani in June 2008, which mirrors the cultures and lifestyles of the 8 communities that live in this area.
The north is where you have more than 10-15 practicing pastoralist communities that still exist in their true niche of pastoralism. People still go around the nomadic lifestyle. And the history is very complex. But mostly you have 2 major groups. You have the Nilotic strand and you have the Cushitic strand. The Cushitic strand will be Somali, Borana, Rendile, Dasanach. The Nilotic strand, which is mainly made up of Nilo-Hamitic group. These are slightly mixed groups, such as the Samburu. You have the Turkana, again another group of the Nilotes. You have the El Molo, who are closely linked to the Samburu. And mythologically, they say there were Samburus who lost their cattle, and they followed their cattle into the water.
The main purpose was, and still is, to overcome tribalism in the region, to promote cross-cultural cooperation and exchange, and most importantly, peace.
Na kwa kweli, hii kazi ya cultural festival inachangia amani kubwa sana kati yetu sisi.
The 8 communities that live around the Jade Lake, namely Rendile, El Molo, Pokot, Samburu, Turkana, Gabra, Dasanech, and the Borana, will represent their respective customs and living conditions, spectacular traditions and costumes, arts and crafts, dances and music to each other and visitors. This is simply humbling that the area marked by conflict and bloodshed have set aside their differences in a splash of color, music and dancing. This is truly a show of the power that culture can have to bond even the worst of enemies.
That was started 4 years ago, and the major objective is to bring together the different ethnic communities, which are mostly pastoralists, who in the past have been quarreling or fighting each other, and to create a common understanding that, you see, if you were to make peace among yourself as communities, you are likely to attract more investment in this area and to attract development.
Guests have traveled over hundreds of kilometers to be here to witness Kenya at its best on the shores of Lake Turkana. Loyangalani is a small town located on the southeastern coast of Lake Turkana. It takes 2 days to get to the enchanted area, but it is well worth the wait. Northern Kenya is truly a hidden hub of culture and tradition. The welcoming songs and dances from the community is humbling. The culture is deeply embedded in this community. They open up their hearts and homes to all the guests. Combined with the stunning geographical characteristics and the very limited knowledge on Lake Turkana region, the presentation of cultural traditions makes this festival a unique and fascinating experience. Dancing from the communities from the Gabra to the Samburu, a clear burst of color and tradition. The chants and the dances of the Samburu are very similar to those of the Maasai.
For us at the National Museum of Kenya, it's part of our mandate to preserve the cultures of Kenya, but also to disseminate those cultures. So the festival highlights various elements of these cultures. And also it's a chance for the young people throughout the country, but also specifically within that region, to engage with the rich heritage of cultures.
Turkana means a place of many trees in the native tongue of the Samburu. The festival will focus on securing sustainable development, not only in cultural but also the economic and environmental fields. In a nutshell, this festival gives the chance to explore this culturally and geographical unique region of Kenya and to promote economic and environmental sustainable development.
The issue of conservation of the lake as an ecological site, but as a cultural site. The cultures that are around there are intertwined and interdependent with the lake. So the major theme there was about sustainability, sustainable use of the environment. And sustainability of the cultures in many ways. And the festival was celebrating that element, was trying to bring out the importance of keeping these cultures real and intact for future generations.
Lake Turkana is often referred to as a living museum of human culture. It is true to say that the sheer remoteness of this inland sea has sheltered its people from the outside influence. And that the cultures here are more pure and unadulterated than in any parts of Kenya.